There's a wrinkly little fruit sitting in almost every grandmother's kitchen. Cabinet and doctors are now saying it might do more for people over 50 than half the supplements on the market. I'm not talking about a fad. I'm talking about something backed by real research on bone density, gut health, and even heart disease risk. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what happens inside your body day by day if you start eating prunes after 50. And stick around for number 4, because it surprised even me. If you're over 50 or you're watching this for a parent, a spouse, or someone you love, this one's for you. After 50, our bodies change in ways nobody really warns us about. Bone density starts dropping, digestion slows down, inflammation creeps up quietly, and most people don't realize that. One of the simplest fixes has been sitting in the dried fruit aisle the whole time. So let's break down exactly what prunes do, one system at a time. Section 1, the gut. Let's start with the most well-known benefit, because it's the fastest one your body will notice. Prunes are loaded with soluble fiber specifically, a type that feeds the good bacteria in your gut, plus a natural compound called sorbitol, which draws water into your intestines. For anyone dealing with slower digestion after 50, which, let's be honest, is extremely common, this combination works gently, without the harsh cramping you get from some laxatives. Studies comparing prunes to psyllium, fiber supplements found prunes work just as well, sometimes better, for improving regularity. But here's the thing, that's actually the least impressive benefit on this list. What happens to your bones is where it gets interesting. After age 50, especially for women after menopause, bone density can drop fast. This is when osteoporosis risk climbs the most. Here's what most people don't expect. Researchers at Penn State ran a study where postmenopausal women ate about 10 prunes a day for a year. The group eating prunes preserved significantly more bone density in the hip and spine compared to those eating dried apples. Why? Prunes appear to reduce the rate of bone breakdown while supporting the bone-building process, likely through their antioxidant and anti-inflammatory compounds, along with vitamin K and boron. This is a big deal because most people think bone loss is something you just have to accept after 50. Turns out, a simple dried fruit might help slow that clock. And it's not just bones. Your heart is affected too. And this next part might change how you think about cholesterol. Heart disease risk rises sharply after 50 for both men and women. One of the biggest contributors is LDL cholesterol, the bad kind that builds up in your arteries. Prunes contain a mix of soluble fiber and polyphenols, plant compounds that act like tiny antioxidants patrolling your bloodstream. Together, they've been shown in several studies to help lower LDL cholesterol and reduce oxidative stress, one of the underlying processes linked to artery damage. They may also help regulate blood pressure thanks to their potassium content, which balances out sodium's effects on your blood vessels. None of this means prunes replace medication or a doctor's advice, but as a daily habit, stacked on top of a healthy lifestyle, the research is genuinely encouraging. Now here's the one that surprised me the most. You'd think something this sweet would spike your blood sugar, but prunes actually have a low glycemic index. That's because their sugar is bound up with fiber, so it's released slowly instead of flooding your bloodstream all at once. Some research even suggests regular prune consumption may help improve insulin sensitivity over time, which matters a lot for anyone managing prediabetes or type 2 diabetes risk, both of which become more common after 50. And despite being calorie-dense for their size, prunes are surprisingly linked to better appetite control. The fiber and moisture content trigger fullness signals, which is why several studies found prune eaters didn't gain extra weight, even while adding these calories to their diet. So that's 4 systems: gut, bones, heart, and blood sugar. But there's one more that ties everything together, and it's the reason doctors keep bringing prunes up in aging research. Here's the bigger picture. A lot of what we call aging, joint stiffness, slower recovery, brain fog, even wrinkles is connected to something called chronic low-grade inflammation. Prunes are one of the richest fruit sources of antioxidants, called phenolic compounds, which help neutralize the free radicals driving that inflammation. That's part of why researchers keep circling back to this humble fruit. When studying healthy aging, it's not a miracle cure. It's not going to reverse your age. But as one small, consistent habit, 3 to 5 prunes a day, it checks an unusual number of boxes. For something that costs less than a cup of coffee. The caveats: quick balance, because no food is perfect. Prunes are high in natural sugar and calories. So portion matters. Most studies use somewhere between 3 and 10 prunes a day, not the whole bag. If you have IBS or a sensitive gut, the sorbitol content can cause bloating in some people, so start slow. And if you're on blood thinners or managing diabetes closely, it's worth a quick chat with your doctor before making it a daily habit, not because it's dangerous, but because your specific situation matters more than any general video like this one. So gut health, bone density, heart health, blood sugar, and inflammation. 5 systems, 1 small daily habit, and decades of research behind it. If you found this useful, do me a favor and hit subscribe. I'm covering one everyday food like this every week, specifically for people who want to age well, without turning their life upside down. And let me know in the comments, are you already a prune person? Or is this the video that convinced you to try? See you in the next one.